Go ahead, because I think that this is a video I don't really have long, because I only have 36%. So I don't really have long, but I really wanted to come on here really briefly, and I wanted to address the difference between, in my mind, um, when we're talking about two spirit, or when we're talking about non-binary people, and I still identify as non-binary. I still identify as two-spirited, but I am going to start leaning more into what America sees as cis, what America sees as womanhood. I'm going to start leaning more into that. And I'm going to do that without the least bit of feeling bad, because first of all, I worked toward it. I did the work, and I took 10 years from 2015 to damn near 2025, which is 10 years later. Next year, January would be 10 years that I've literally been going in and out of, the gender roles, like just doing all of it for the past 10 years. And so I took 10 years to do that. And so I was windmilling. When the girls was trying to get their cis privilege and all that, I was windmilling. I was windmilling for non-binary girls. I was windmilling for girls that weren't passable. I've been windmilling for 10 years. And for me, where I am in my journey is I've done all the work. I've done the work that I needed to do. I've stepped to the back of the line. I've taken testosterone. I've presented masculine. I've done all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did the work. But now where I am in my journey is I'm going to rest in my femininity. I'm going to lean more into um that, rest in that. That's where I want to be. That's what's comfortable for me. That's who I want to be in this leg of the journey. I will still, like I said, use they them pronouns when I'm accessing community spaces, but it's gonna be very, very, very much cis, like very, very binary when you looking at it. I do want to wear some suits, but I want my suits to even be like feminine suits. I want suits that look feminine. Like, I'm not really here to wear like masculine clothes. Like, I really want everything that I wear. I'm gonna give you um cis bodied, cis female bodied, um in androgynous clothing at best. I have a vision for what I want to do in the latter part of my 40s and my early 50s. And so it's gonna be very cis binary looking, for the most part. But when we're talking about the binary versus when we're talking about womanhood versus two spirit, like, let's not confuse. When I say you didn't want the experience, I'm not saying that you don't want to have a genuine trans experience. I'm not saying that you don't want to have a genuine two-spirited experience. Don't confuse me saying, like, cuz I didn't understand, cuz my little sister Leah came in the comment section and she was like confused, and I ain't really understand how she was confused because I was very clear. I was talking about people who want the illusion of a woman, not I'm not talking about two spirit. I'm not talking about non-binary. Like that was not what I was talking about. I'm talking about people who want the experience of womanhood, who are trying to align themselves with the construct and the concepts of womanhood, who are trying to have as much of that experience as they possibly can. As a binary woman, who are trying to align themselves with binary womanhood, I'm not making or conflating the two. I'm not making one the same thing as the other. You can be non binary, you can be queer, you can be trans, but that is not the same thing as you trying to have an experience that more so aligns with that of a cis woman who was born a woman, who was born female, and who align themselves with womanhood and sees themselves as a woman and resonates from that space. So there are some trans women who do not come into this life to have the trans experience or to even have a two spirit experience. They come into this experience because they want to have as much of their foremothers' experience as they possibly can. And so, in order to have that experience, in order to fully have that experience, because you can experience pieces of it, you can experience parts of it without having bottom surgery. You can experience parts of it without having hormones. You can experience some of it without having any of that. But you're not going to experience it at the same level or the same capacity because your brain is not even going to interpret the information the same as it would have if you had bottom surgery or if you were taking hormones. Your body is producing too much testosterone for you to automatically relate in the same way that a being who was born with a vagina and aligns with womanhood. You're not going to like, there's males who are born who have extremely low testosterone levels, and that's intersexed. That's not an average male. Just like there are females who are born who don't have average estrogen levels, who have extremely high estrogen levels. And so that's when we're getting into intersex. But we're talking about the typical womanhood experience in America. We're talking about people who want the typical womanhood experience, not the rare cases or those cases that go undocumented about beings who testosterone levels are naturally just really, really low, or whose estrogen levels are really, really high, and vice versa in beings born with wombs. And so when I'm talking about trans women, some are for the illusion. When I'm talking about some say they want the illusion, I'm talking about a very specific girl. A girl who never takes them on, a person who never takes them on, a person who never plans on having any surgeries, and a person who is just there for the illusion. Don't get this confused. Don't get this information confused. Please don't get the information confused, because there's going to be a lot of talks like this, and it has to be facts over feelings. A lot of times girls be wanting to argue with me about my thoughts and my feelings and not realizing that I've experienced all of it. I had a fully functioning dick and balls. I've had the regular amount of testosterone in my body to the point to where I could impregnate something. And I know how my thought process was then. I know how I looked at things then. I know how I connected with things then. And I also know how it felt when I had my orchiectomy. How I thought, how I processed information, how I perceived things, how I saw things. Then I know how it felt when I went on ahead and had complete bottom surgery. And so if you want to debate about something, debate about this with me from the space where you have the experience to weigh them against each other. Because if you don't have the experience to weigh them against each other, then you really just you talking out of hurt feelings. You were triggered and you're talking out of hurt feelings. Now, if you are a girl that has went and had bottom surgery, had your orchiectomy, took hormones for 10 and 15 years, and you also were inside your body and you had testosterone and you weren't hormones and you have that lived experience where you can measure them against each other and you want to have a conversation from that space, then we could debate about it. But we're not gonna pretend like there are not differences. We're not gonna pretend like everybody the same. We're not gonna pretend like girls around here fully functional, not taking moans, are the exact same as girls who are around here moaning and having bottom surgery. A lot of them don't want the same things. That's why you don't see a lot of sex change girls and a lot of girls that went all the way. You don't traditionally see them at gay bars. You don't see them at rallies and marches and always trying to fight for the good cause and all that. Because what do they need to fight for? You might see them at a women's rally or a women's march, but you don't really see a bunch of sex change girls involved in trans issues because it doesn't really affect them. Gay marriage, sex changes wasn't waiting for gay marriage to get married. They was already married. And so I think because of the way that I live my life, because I've chose to make things more complicated for myself because of my spirituality, because I want to live in a world that has wholeness and has balance. I think a lot of people get it twisted. But I literally have, I have men in my life who I talk to on the phone all the time. And I have women in my life who tell me, I don't see you as trans. I see you as a woman. I don't see you as a trans person. I see you as a woman. I choose to be acknowledged as trans. I fight for that. I fight to be at the table to represent for girls who don't get that. But I literally, like, people tell me, why are you saying that you're trans? Why are you claiming that? Why are you participating in that? And the reason why I do is because I'm fighting for the girls who won't have that passability, the girls who won't have those experiences. But we're not finna sit up here and act like there's not a difference. I am able to say certain things and get away with certain things because when a motherfucker look at me, they see their mama or their auntie talking to them. And I thank the ancestors for that. That's the reason why, with this foul mouth and the stuff that I done said out the side of my neck, that I'm still here. Because a lot of the men who I've chest up to and I've checked, they could have easily ended me in that moment. But they did not, because they saw their mother, they heard their mother, they heard their auntie, they heard their sister, they heard their grandma, they heard granny. There's a different level that comes from going through, putting in that work, making that sacrifice. Infinite love and peace, Miss Kaneen. Thank you, Anadia. I hope I said it right. But yeah, there's a different this it's levels to this. When you learn about the ancient trans people, there were temples. And the temples had levels. And in the temple, the girls who didn't have any bottom surgery, they were on the ground floor of the temple. And the ones who were castrated, they were on the second level of the temple. And the ones who had bottom surgery, who had sex changes, they were on the third level of the temple. They sit up highest in the temple. And these were the ones that were supposed to be the vessels for the divine feminine energy. They were pretty much host. They could be host for the goddess. The girls who had the orchies, they were the ones who overseed how the temple was run. Cause the sex changes, honey, they was around here being fucking avatars. But the orchid girls, they oversaw how the temple was run. That's what the orchid girls did. And the girls who was fully functional, if they impregnated a woman, the women would come to the temple to get pregnant by the girls who still was fully functional. And if the girl got the female pregnant, the baby was considered blessed because it was going to be a wise and ancient soul. So everybody had their function. In the temple, everybody had their function. Everybody knew their role. It was levels to the shit. Even in the times that they talk about Babylon, they try to make it sound like it was just this horrible, evil, wicked time. But Babylon was just a time when the female goddess was honored. The female goddess was acknowledged. We were praying to Isis and Nut and all of those female deities. We were honoring female deities, and so they call that the Babylonian era. But during the Babylonian era, they talk about it in the Bible when the males were crushing their testicles on the rocks so that they could follow the goddess, so that they could be a vessel for the goddess energy. Because too much testosterone will block the ability. The girls joke and call it testosterone poisoning. We have a joke in the community where the girls moan for dear life because they see testosterone as a poison. Let's not ever get it twisted that part is testosterone is what's keeping this matrix going. Testosterone. Testosterone fuels war, greed, capitalism. The whole game, it was built off testosterone. Testosterone is definitely, I'm not going to say it's bad, and I'm not going to say it's not useful, and I'm not going to say it serves no purpose, but testosterone is definitely the lowbrow of the masculine and like the masculine energy is was birthed by the feminine energy. Masculine energy is a part of the feminine, and masculine energy is the most carnal part of feminine energy, because mother birthed it all. It's all mother, mother, father. It's all mother. It all was birthed from that feminine source, and masculine energy is that carnal part, that animalistic part, that beast part, that beast mode part. That's why the Egyptian era, so much Roman empires had major problems with the divine feminine and two-spirited girls, and always went to war. The gag is the Romans was DL and bitter as fuck. Come on now, talk about it. Cause baby, they loved it. They loved it. They loved it. We beings like us, when we had the orkies, baby, we was interpreting dreams. We was advisors to kings. We was practically ruling. We was ruling through the king and queen, because they wouldn't know what to do without our advice, without our wisdom. They wouldn't know what to do. We were grand high priestesses. And so, I just don't want the girls to get confused. Let's not confuse the construct and the concept of womanhood, because some of us are here for that. Some of us are here for the colonized experience, because don't get me wrong, womanhood can look like anything. Womanhood can have facial hair. Womanhood can have a jug head. Womanhood can be big at the top and little at the bottom. Womanhood can be broad shoulders. Womanhood can be muscular. But please understand that whether you was born with a vagina or not, that type of womanhood is not going to be featured and centered as womanhood in a patriarchal, colonial, white supremacist society. You can call yourself a woman. You can feel like you're a woman. And they're not going to do that for beings that were born with vaginas, much less for beings that was born with penises and saying, I don't want to take no hormones. Do you know, I look at bodybuilders online all the time. There's a bodybuilder that I look at. Yeah, I had to respond to this Golden Queen. I look at female bodybuilders all the time. I love female bodybuilders. Like, I would have loved if I would have been born biologically with a womb so that I could have got away with having muscles. Trans women can't, like, trans women can't get away with that. They're gonna be like, you ain't taking your transition seriously. Oh, you look like a man. Oh, you a joke. Oh, you a clown. Like, they make fun of women. They make fun of beings that were born with vaginas and identify as women. So you already know they're gonna eat you up if you a girl with a penis, you a girl with dick and balls, girl. Or if your narrative was, girl, they gonna be saying, girl, if I was to get muscular right now, as fishy as I am, as soft as I am, it'll be ignorant people in the comment section saying, damn, you got a sex change and you still look like that, not knowing the work that I had to put in to make myself look like that. Not realizing that I literally had to work out and bust my ass to get my body to look like that. It'll be people in the comment section, it'll be people like, oh, damn, that transition didn't take, huh? Damn, you took all them moans and that transition didn't do nothing, huh? So like, I understand I have not been able to embrace that part. Like I think eventually I am going to get more into working out, because as I get older, I become more comfortable with myself and I become more comfortable. So, my goal is to become more toned, to become more fit. But I do know that I'm going to have to deal with scrutiny. People are going to critique, people are going to come for my transition, people are going to try to invalidate my connection to my foremothers. Like, yeah, we have to understand how this matrix works. And, there's a system in place. There are there are Freemasons, there are cult leaders, there are people in place, archetypes who have been put in place to uphold the values of what womanhood looks like, what womanhood represents. They've branded womanhood and they said womanhood look like this, and they branded manhood and they said manhood looks like this. And so there are trans people who come into this reality who want to have that experience. They want to have the experience of womanhood, Americanized womanhood. And calling yourself two spirit is in direct opposition to that, because you're talking about some indigenous ancestral shit and they talking about colonial, patriarchal, I'm trying to fit in my box, binary type shit. But you have to respect that, just like they're respecting you. They're respecting you for wanting to tap back into the old ways, tapping back into the ways of our ancestors. You also have to respect them for wanting to be a part of what is currently now. Like having respect for both sides of it. Come on. That's what God is trying to say. For the longest, womanhood comes in many, many individual forms, not just one egotistical concept. We are divine energies, not the vessel. And I totally agree. I totally agree. But when I was talking last night in the live, I was really talking about the colonial experience of womanhood. I'm really talking about westernized womanhood. I'm really talking about that example. Being married, having the white picket fence, being virtuous, like trying, because their work went into that, being the virtuous pious woman, like being devout, being submissive. And although I am not very good at being submissive all the time, I definitely can respect it. I definitely can understand it. I definitely have respect for women who are able to always be covered up and have their hair tied and be modest. I have respect for it. I have respect for virtuous, pious females, for who are able to do that. I also have respect for sexually liberated women. I have respect for that. But we have to understand that this reality is very much men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And so when you come into this reality understanding that the two spirit idea is that, no, bitch, we both from the same place. Like, we literally are both inside our one body. So you're talking about ancient indigenous cultures. You're talking about Babylonian ideals and indigenous and all of those predating. You're talking about a predating culture, a predating civilization. But when I'm talking about womanhood now, I'm talking about in this paradigm where we are now. And there are a lot of us that wanted to have that experience. They wanted to come as close as possible to that experience. Because believe me, when I was talking, I understand that there are trans masculine beings who are gender non-conforming, trans masculine beings who are born with wombs and still resonate with womanhood. That's why they have the gender non-conforming label, because they still are rooted. They still access spaces that are predominantly guided by women, that are predominantly held up by women. And so we have to understand that there are some trans women who are not here for, and even in being two spirit. In two spirit you understand, in two spirit you understand that you are allowing both energies to guide you. You are doing the work of understanding both of your energies, and that takes time. And it's not really easy to understand. It's not really easy to understand when you have when you have so much confusion going on within a binary. Like, it's hard to know when you're really resting in your feminine, when you really moving in your masculine, because, child, a lot of times women be channeling masculine energy and women be doing nigga shit, and we'll say because she got on some high heels and a lace front and got her nails done and she wearing a dress, that, oh, she's the ultimate fish. But low key, she resting in nigga energy. She doing nigga, she moving like a man, she moving like a straight G. It's straight masculine energy. But the presentation is cunt. The presentation is puss. But mama is resting in her masculine energy. Mama is moving, mama got big dick energy. So the binary really makes it confusing. Then you have dudes out here that be, dressed in their masculine clothes, and like the boots and the jackets and the cuts and the dreads, and he really look masculine. But when I tell you he doing so much whole shit, so much bitch shit, resting in his feminine energy. Resting in is, baby, wearing you out, getting you together, nagging, all of that, resting in his female energy. But the presentation is quite masculine. So the binary really makes it weird, because it's about because presentation will make allowances for you really to be maneuvering with a whole different energy. But if you got that look together, nobody really gonna say nothing. Cause baby, you slaying for presentation. And so it's not just trans people who are throwing an illusion. But cis people, they could get away with it because the look aligns with the genitalia. So you don't really hold them accountable for the energy. Again, let me say this for the slow people. The look aligns with the genitalia, so we don't hold them accountable for the energy. That'll preach all by itself. The look aligns with the genitalia, so you don't hold them accountable for the energy. As trans people, we should maneuver at a different standard, at a different level, especially if we're claiming two-spiritness. Secret society power bottoms. Oops. Testosterone is like whiteness, a delusion. I completely understand, Pooh. It's like indigenous and traditional practices playing tug of war sometimes, and the binary scrambles everything. This convo is very advanced. And that's why I really honestly be truly like trying not I be trying to stay away from this, because I know that a lot of my siblings have not been doing this kind of work. Child, you gotta purposely put yourself in situations to be clocky. Do you know what type of work I've had to do to get this type of knowledge? I have been to the point of being extremely passable, and I had to go back to being clocky and have experiences where I was getting clocked all the time, where I was in spaces being clocked and put myself in dangerous situations in order to get these types of downloads and to get this type of information. I had to go from not dealing with the drama, not worrying about it, hiding in plain sight, to saying, you know what, I'm gonna have the courage to look clocky. I'm gonna have the courage to get clocked so that I can have the opportunity to have conversations that will teach people. And that was how I got to the place of being able to say, I am my mother and my father, my grandmother and my great grandfather. If I would not have to some degree regressed in my transition, I would not have been able to make the connections to talk like that. I had to take a step back and put myself in harm's way, a harm that I never had to, a harm I had already done the work and insulated myself for so that I would never have to experience it. Hello. Yeah, boy, you so crazy. Oh my goodness. Boy, you so fucking stupid. Yeah, boy. Oh my goodness. When you coming over? Are you coming over tonight? Wait, hold on. Yeah, boy. Wait. Boy, you so fucking stupid. Bitch, I was around here wearing bald fades, girl, and mustaches. Girl, I purposely put myself in harm's way so that I could really be able to see this stuff from all sides, because I started my transition so young. And so it kept me from being susceptible to a lot of things that girls have to deal with starting out their transition. So when I talk about something, I'm not talking from a space of I don't have the experience, I didn't do the work. I'm speaking from a space of, some girls are speaking from a space of, I've never been passable. I've always been kind of clocky. They've always been able to get my tea a little bit. Some girls are speaking from the space of, girl, as soon as I became passable, girl, I never left that space, girl. Girl, as soon as I got passability, bitch, I've been passable for 20 years now. I've been passable for 15 years now. Girl, that's all I know is passable, girl. And some girls are speaking from a space of, girl, I ain't never been passable. I've always been a little clocky. I'm speaking from the space of, girl, I was clocky, then I was passable. I was clocky when I first started out. I was too young to really understand what the fuck was going on because I was 14 years old. I really didn't have a clear picture, but I started transitioning. I insulated myself. Girl, I was passable for a long time, for 10, 15 years, girl. And then when I saw where the community was going with the tipping point with Laverne Cox, I was like, oh no, they about to throw the clocky girls under the bus, and they about to, they about to center the cis looking trans people. So I protested. I did a protest, girl, and I started, giving butch, girl, doing trade, girl, let my hair grow out, shaving my head, wearing boy clothes, girl, all of that in protest of what was happening, girl. I did that for about 10 years on and off, girl. And so now I'm back in this space of, I'm embracing my the femininity that I worked for, the femininity that I sacrificed for. I'm back in that space of embracing that, and I can play the whole tape from both sides because I've done the work. So if you're not a girl who's done that work, please do that work before you try to sit up here and talk wrestle with me. I hate to break it to you. I wasn't a girl who started off as passable, but I'm not gonna say, because there was moments, I ain't gonna lie, I was flat chested. And bitch, I used to get through all the time with a headscarf and some hoop earrings and a big shirt. Oh bitch, I stayed getting through with a flat chest. So I'm not gonna say that there are not girls who start off passable. There are literally little boys that don't need to do nothing but set that wig on their head. It depends on when you start your transition. So I'm not going to say that. There are little boys Bitch, the only thing they need to do is set a wig on their head and put on a bra and put a wee bit of tissue in it. Bitch, I know girls, bitch. It was a girl named Peaches. It was a girl named Peaches. She died of an overdose. Bitch, Peaches was fine as a motherfucker. Peaches, you could not get it. So I'm not gonna say that it's not no girls that ain't never known a clocky day, because it's girls who have never known a clocky day. Make sure y'all click that thumbs up button, because there's 15 of y'all on here. Get them thumbs up. Embracing transparency from all sides, because I'm going through the clock phase temporarily right now. But before I moved, I was passable. And I thank God for that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It helps you to see all sides of the coin. But you don't have to beat yourself up for choosing to be more passable. You don't have to beat yourself up for not choosing to exist in that androgynous space forever, because they got some girls that's going to do that. They got some girls that, and don't get me wrong, being androgynous and two-spirited is not the same thing as saying, I want the illusion. I see myself as a man. I don't see myself. They have some girls who still see themselves as men, not two-spirited, gay men with titties. Gay men with titties at the top and dick at the bottom. Are we gonna talk about it? Trans girls looking down nose at people just starting their transition who can't pass like they forgot where they came from. I hate that. Right. Not me. Not me. Not seeing myself as no gay man. It's some girls that do. It's some girls that do. It's some girls, they go and get work done for pageants. They go and get work done to walk balls and win grand prizes. They go and get work done so that they can climb on bags. Clock it. Man and son. Clock it. Clock it. So, I don't want to be long-winded with this video. They get work done for entertainment purposes. Right. Hey, Fatima. Some girls be clocked, but don't see themselves as men either. And that's, you know what I'm saying? You try the spirit by the spirit. I know some girls, they be clocked, but bitch, they energy be so pussy, you forget. Bitch, you don't even see the clock. Bitch, I know girls who clocked in their face and who clocked by their body, but baby, when you spend time around them, like Miss Netta, that's a prime example. Bitch, they got girls who be clock city, girl, but they energy be so fucking pussy. Bitch, you see it. Yeah, girl, and it's been them same 5 likes, and I guess the other 8 people that's on here, they must be mad. The other 8 people that's on here, the other 7 people that's on here, because the likes just went up again. Y'all must be the girls y'all must be the girls who motherfucking say y'all for the illusion. Y'all must be triggered. That's why y'all ain't clicking that like button. I don't know if you's a trigger girl. Maybe you're that girl who said you just in it for the illusion. You're just going to go. I don't know if you just speculating. You just eavesdropping. You just trying to be nosy so you can run back and tell something. Monitor spirits. Okay, monitoring spirits. Okay. They get clocked and harassed. It said, but Netta don't claim to be a trans woman, right? But Netta still call herself the fish. Netta still used because what Netta was calling Shamarco, she was calling Shamarco Big Marco, but bitch, she was that girl this, that girl that, that girl this, that girl that, that girl this, that girl that. Yeah, I just feel like, and I'm not gonna hold y'all because I need to let my phone charge. But I just feel like we have to get to a point to where we can normalize talking about the differences in the trans community. Like y'all gotta stop being so uncomfortable with where you are in your journey, with where you are in your transition, that y'all get offended when castrated girls, when orchiectomy girls start talking about how they're different. When girls who had complete bottom surgery start talking about how they're different. We gotta make space for everything. Like we gotta be able to hear each other. We gotta stop feeling like we gotta make everything the exact same in order for us to be able to hear the conversation. I understand that there are some things that beings that was born with vaginas that could talk about that I cannot talk about. I understand that some conversations I gotta sit myself out. That don't make me any less of who I say I am. Bitch, I'm in my own lane. I said that in my song. They say I'm insane. I made my own lane. I overcame the pain, the shame, because I don't blend in, fit in, cave in, disguised as the pawn, but really I'm the queen pin. Don't be condemning. Just pay respects and write your checks and put your bids in. Period. They say I'm insane. I made my own lane. Sometimes you gotta sit this one out, boo. But what we not finna do is sit up here and act like I can't, like, sit up here and act like everything all the same. Cause girl, you and your feelings, girl, facts over feelings. Girls with orchiectomies don't process information the same way girls do that's fully functional. Girls who've had complete bottom surgery experience a level of vulnerability that a girl who is still pre-op cannot experience. Bitch, when you got dick running in all your holes, that's a level of vulnerability you cannot experience pre-op. And experiencing that level of vulnerability impacts how you see things, how you interpret things. You done had dick running in all your holes. It impacts how you interpret things. I don't give a fuck if you saying, oh, your nuts folded up inside you, you still a nigga like me. But I'm not interpreting things like you are. Because I've been able to experience a level of vulnerability that you have not. And because I no longer have balls, I am fully functioning balls filled with testosterone. I am not processing information in the same way you would. So you could call me a man and say I'm a nigga just like you all you want to. We're not processing things the same way. We're not experiencing life the same way. We're not having all of the same experiences. Yeah, we could relate, just like in some ways you can relate to a female who identifies as a woman when you have a penis. There are commonalities between all of us. Hell, there's gay men who can relate to women to a certain degree. We all could say that, but there are noticeable differences. There are important differences that we need to be able to talk about. Bitch, it's one thing to have somebody shove a dick in your booty hole and your mouth. It's another thing to lay on a table, risk your life, and then lay down and have a man to shove dick in a tight ass hole, bitch. You are experiencing pain, pleasure. You are experiencing joy. You are experiencing you looking down and you're seeing this dick going in and out you, and you trying to process this because it feels like another life that you've been in before. You feel like your former self. You feel like, like the it's an alignment happening. It's a powerful thing. And y'all have so many misnomers about sex for us. Like, we literally are genderless because I don't. They say the creator is genderless. When you get a sex change, it's not a biological vagina, but now it's no longer a biological penis. I'm literally genderless, sexually and spiritually, and I'm literally around here still enjoying the act of sex. Still literally getting all the feelings. He inside me, bitch. They say it's a mind thing. And bitch, when he's inside of me, bitch. Oh yeah, I rap. I got a lot of music out on You Me, Miss Netta and Madison, both she dudes. Old Ink 2020, you is messy. You can, yeah. Um, I'm cool with SRS girls. I've always wanted to be post op. I could see that for you, but I think I'm not thinking either one of you or her try to hurt each other, but y'all don't understand each other. That's why I believe y'all don't be getting along. I didn't start off reading her though. Like, I didn't. I was just calling her out on some sus things, and that's no different. Like I said, I've called out countless girls. She the only one that got offended by it. Bitch, I'm a follower. Bitch, uh uh I got 4,000 subscribers. How many you got? And I just got to 4,000. And you threaten by me enough to sit up and talk about me on your platform. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't even understand it. Because every other girl, like all the rest of the girls, just be singing kumbaya and won't nobody like say nothing. And so because I say something, it make me look like I'm um you because I ain't a fan, you feel like I'm moving like a op. No, girl, I'm doing the same thing with you that I've done with all the other girls. I don't hate her. I don't understand a lot of the shit she do, and that's why I talk about it. Madison is jealous of post-op girls. I think that some post-op girls have said mean things about her. I think because I saw some pictures of her when she was a young girl, when she was a young queen, and I think she's in some hurt feelings. I think there's some hurt feelings. I think there's been some things that that have been said about her. It's a lot of TS climbing backs. Mm. There's a huge mindset difference. T.S. Madison mind still stuck before her transition, while you've allowed your mind to grow and expand infinitely. Thank you, Anadia Spirit. Madison resents vaginas. Do women like pre-op trans girls for physical pleasure? Yeah, it's a lot of women. Child, I had sex with so many married couples when I was pre-op. It was a lot of white pussy though. Like, child, them white couples, baby, they be ready to swing, honey. He wants you to go in his booty and she wants you to go in her vagina. Or he want to jump in your booty while you in her vagina. Child, it's a mess. I got my finger on the trigger. It's not only that your entire aura field, auric field projects an entirely different wavelength. The way people even interpret and interact with us is different. The sacrifice is the ultimate gift to the God Goddess. Come on now, and I try not to talk about it too much because I don't want people to feel like I'm promoting bottom surgery. I don't want people to feel like I'm shaming people who are pre-op, but I can't express this enough. I can't express enough. Since I had my orchiectomy, from the time that I had my orchiectomy, we're always taught that your kundalini energy or your magic comes from your genitals, like like the yoni, on the woman, her ovaries and her fallopian tubes and all of that, and with the man with his nutsack, it's his jewels and all that, and I'm trying to literally move away from the genital worship. And so I think exploring not having the genitals really just allowed me to become a vessel for that energy. And child, some days it be so overwhelming. Like when I be fasting and when I be praying and when I be in that Zen space, I be so full of that joy and so full of that. Bitch, I haven't even started crying. I can't express it. But it takes a certain level of discipline because your body does not function the way that it used to function. You don't have that same urge and that same energy and that same hump. But baby, when that energy come into you, when that divine force come into you, and I be trying not, like, I don't talk about it because I honestly I don't want people to go and get the sex change who are not ready for it, who cannot handle it. Like, don't go and get it if you can't handle it, baby. Don't go and do it, baby. It is not for the weak. It is not for the weak. If you not built for it, girl, keep them nuts, keep them balls, keep them nuts, keep them balls, baby. Don't be running around here trying to get no sex change cause you nah baby. Girls be going to get the sex change just because they trying to eat it and they want to look more fishy and they want to look more soft and they want to be unclockable. Girl, girl, you girl, you wanted to plug trade, girl. Bitch, you didn't know what you was getting yourself into, girl. You didn't get yourself into, girl. You ain't know what you was, girl, you ain't know what you was bargaining for, girl. It's a whole reality shift, girl. I believe she misunderstands then. Right. She just somebody that take everything personal. It's a total forfeit of the image of self, submission of ego. This is a surgery that is thousands of years old, despite the fact that society today tells you otherwise. Google eunuch surgery. Oh, child, I talked about that at the beginning of the live, Fatima. Yeah, you got to come on in the beginning. I talked about the temple and everything. Like I talked about that. We here. I talked about that at the beginning of the live. Not the white pussy. Them white people. Yes, girl. I stayed jumping up and down. Bitch, I stayed with a couple, bitch. They was coining me though. I got a lovely coin. I ain't gonna lie. Bitch. Girl, I wouldn't be surprised if I had a biracial baby around here somewhere. Much white pussy I had. Let me stop. I like both of y'all. So I'm like, you just gonna keep your mouth shut. You just gonna sit back and wait, see what the wall look like. Joy and pain. There's an extreme genital worship, and it's eerie, and it's very weird to me. Talk about that, baby. And for me, having bottom surgery helped me to escape that because I still feel whole. I still feel whole. I like what I see when I look down there, but I'm not delusional. I know that I wasn't born with a vagina. I sacrificed for something that mirrors the divine yoni, the sacred yoni. So I sacrificed for that, for my own likeness. I sacrificed to feel a greater connection to my foremothers, to the divine feminine. I sacrificed for that. But I'm not delusional. I know that I wasn't born with a vagina. But I also don't have a penis either. The penis was sacrificed to the goddess, to the mother father. That energy was sacrificed to them. That energy is back with the ancestors. That energy is my guide. That energy is my protector. That energy is still with me. That energy is not dead. That energy is just not with me physically, housed on me. I happen to like penis in me, not on me. A man, a woman. And I'm not yucking other people's yum. I just happen to like it in me and not on me. So yeah, that sacrifice, it hit different. It hit different. It hit different. There's a heavy, yeah. I just hate that. Probably have to keep dilating and can't stop. Well, after about a year of dilation, you definitely don't have to do it as much. Cause I don't do it as much now. Child, I dilate. I've been doing it a lot this week. Because when I went to Florida, I didn't dilate now day I was there. Like I was like, child, I'm taking a break from that shit. I was there for 4 days, and bitch, for 4 days I did not dilate. But when I came back, I dilated 3 days in a row. Then I skipped a day. Then I dilated last night. And, I'm just trying to make sure that I don't lose any depth. So, but I think after you done got to like a solid year in or really, really checking up on it, you still have to dilate, but I don't think you would have to dilate as much. Like, I think if you could be really, really good at dilating for the first year, like for the first 2 or 3, for the first 3 months, you want to do it like they said. You want to do it for at least 30 minutes a day, every day, for the first 3 months, for the first 3 or 4 months. And then you could start tapering it down to maybe like, okay, I'm going to dilate twice a week, and you dilate twice a week, for the rest of the year, and just like take 30 minutes every twice a week and dilate for the rest of that year. Then the next year, I would think you wouldn't have to dilate even that much. You could probably dilate once a week. You know what I'm saying? You could probably like dilate for a good 30 minutes once a week. And then if you do that consistently for that whole year, then the next year you could probably dilate once every 2 weeks because you're doing the work. You know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, child, you check up on that girl like you like once every 2 weeks. That's not really a heavy process. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be consistent in the beginning. You have to be consistent to make sure that you don't lose depth. But people tell those horror stories about you having to dilate every day for the rest of your life. No, you don't have to dilate every day for the rest of your life, child. But you do need to be aggressive the first year so that you could be able to be lax the next year. Because my daughter was very aggressive the first year, and she don't even dilate no more. When she fuck, that's when she dilate. She don't even dilate no more. That lady don't pull out them dilators no more. So I ain't seen that lady dilate in months. But baby, when it come time for her to get some dick, oh, she could take one. You do not have to dilate like that when you've done the work. And that's another thing that's spiritual about, the whole sex change process is that you are literally doing a ritual where you are gaining capacity, where you are making space. And that's what we need in this world. We need more capacity. We need more patience. We need more space. We need to create space. We need to create capacity. We need that. We need to open portals. We need to open portals that take us to other places. We need to open portals where we can hide and have a safe space like that. That ritual of dilation is so spiritual, and that's why one of the things that I want to do is I really legit want to have a dilation camp for post-op girls where we could just gather together, kind of like when females, meet and they have like their little camps where they like, do like their little yoni steams and stuff like that. I really want to have like a retreat where the girls could just go and bitch, we could be free, girl, and we could lay out on our mats, girl, get our little towels and put our towels up under us, girl, and get our little lube, girl, and be dilating in a circle, girl, telling stories, girl, and laughing, girl, and just healing together, girl, and just opening them portals, girl, and just gaining capacity, girl, and just making space, girl, together, girl, in the circle, girl, opening portals, girl, stirring that cauldron, girl, doing that cauldron work, girl. Doing that cauldron work, girl, opening them portals, girl. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, girl. I really do. Like, that's one of my visions is to have a space like that. Um, Hello, 16 viewers. Welcome to Mother's House. Don't forget that like button when you come in, please, right? Girl, not you gave medicine that girl. She started out as a what girl? Girl, what she called me a brick, huh? Yeah. Sorry, mother. I just woke up. Let me see. I think without constant dilating, the hole closes up is what I hate. Oh yeah, you gotta be consistent with it. Yeah, you gotta be consistent, but you ain't gotta do it every damn day though. I'm learning so much than I ever learned in a good while. Well, that's good, Anadia spirit. I would be absolute. That would be absolutely amazing, wouldn't it? Stirring that cooch, right? This is very beautiful. That room may smell like fish. Fish and chips, baby. Oh yes, yeah. We gonna have some candles burning. We gonna mask it. We gonna have a whole bunch of candles. We're gonna have a whole bunch of scented candles. First, we gonna do our Yanni steam first, cause you got a point, E Sweetie Sweetie. We gonna so in the daily programming, we gonna do our Yanni steam first. We gonna, we gonna clean. We gonna have our Yanni clean first. Yeah, so we gonna have a Yanni clean first. We gonna steam it. We gonna do a little potpourri. We gonna get that girl together, get the smells together, girl. Girl, get the smells together, girl. And then we gonna proceed to the dilation room, girl. We gonna make sure everybody get a sauna, eye bath, girl. Get their little Yanni steam first. Clean out your good Yanni, baby. We gonna have some scented candles around, girl. Some good smelly candles, girl. You smell. You smell. Cause that's a good ass fucking point right there, bitch. Bitch, that room gonna be okay, old powerful, bitch. We'll be calling on the ocean spirits, the river spirits, honey. We'll have Oshun, the sweet river goddess. We'll have Olukum, the owner of the ocean in the room, baby. We have all them water spirits coming up in there, huh? But y'all, let me go ahead and wrap up this live, y'all, because I'm on 16%, and I see somebody invited me to this event, but I just wanted to get on here really quickly and talk about the difference between non-binary and the difference between having coming for the womanhood experience. Leah Bad had left a comment, and I felt like she was just kind of like triggered. She wasn't really listening to what I was saying, and sometimes it's just hard to process. Like, and I know it can be triggering. I'm sitting up here um, you know, giving you cisgender trans person looking like old cis woman, sitting up here having this conversation, and I know it could be triggering, but it's not shade. It's just, we have to get to the point to where we can normalize having these types of conversations. Vinegar balls and pissy meat smells worse than male body people don't realize how they can smell to other people. Cause baby, I done smelled some sweaty nuts. Ooh. Baby, I remember when I was out there tricking, and them men used to pull out them nasty dicks and want you to suck up. And some girls would take hungry and be able to eat, and would be able to eat. And girl, I just could not, girl. Bitch, I'm about to throw up on this nigga, bitch. Ugh. Bitch, then you pull back that skin and you smell that motherfucking cottage cheese. Ooh, wee. Have a gorgeous, abundant day, Pooh, and everyone. Yes, 100% that pure love. They try to fearmonger the girls into not getting bottom surgery. The technology is advanced. Right. 100% pure love. Do me a favor. When you get off the live, use that email that we use to converse for the that we use to converse for the Congregation of Sass contest, and send me the name of them pads again that you said hold more moisture, because I was trying to order them last night but I couldn't remember how you spelled it. The ones that you said retain more moisture, can you send me that? Because my pads is getting low and I want to order them this time. uh, yeah. Pull that snail back, pull back that turtle. Oh my goodness. And that duck butter and that cheese that be on it. There's something such as there's something such as a uterus implant. It is. It is. I ain't getting no uterus implant though. That's a lot. I want to go to dilation camp. Okay. That's what I want. I want that for the post-op girls, a place for us to build up and bond and just have I like do our little, like community, and just it be the post-op girls, and girl, we just be there, girl, just living our best life, girl. Living our best life, girl, bonding together, girl. Yes, ma'am. I vision that. Yes, I vision that. I vision that. Just community, girl. Just like the ancient days, girl, when we used to be in the temple, girl. Yes, ma'am, girl. Yes, ma'am. Anyway, we did the candle earlier, so we ain't gotta do another candle right now. I'm finna get ready to go before the day is completely gone. Yo, sound keeping going in and out. Phone must be low. Um, 11 likes, 11 viewers. Yeah, we was trying to get that 11th like, huh? I see 10. I don't know what the T is. But yeah, I love y'all. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, 100% pure love. Thank you, thank you, Yumi. Thank you, Ink 2020. Thank you, Anandia Spirit. Yeah, thank y'all for the good live, and Queen was on here at first. Golden Queen was on here at first. Thank you for coming through. And yeah, everybody else who was on the live and participated and contributed to the conversation. I love y'all, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. And I will definitely check in tomorrow for another live check in. So y'all have a beautiful evening. Enjoy